Hello students, I am Ms. Sophia Sheikh, your science teacher, and today we will be learning more about the next chapter of Standard 5, that is Health and Hygiene. So let us start. So children, before starting with the lesson, I want you to ask a question. Do you know the reason why our school has not opened yet? This is why, because due to the global pandemic disease that is spread throughout the world, that is coronavirus, right? So this is why, because this is a contagious disease and it is very dangerous. We get to know all this in news and all. So you need to protect yourself and stay healthy, correct? So that's why the doctors and everyone is telling you to stay home and stay safe. Even I insist, while staying at home you have to practice good habits, and that is what I'll talk here about in today's lesson. So let us start with the lesson. Health and hygiene. First of all, before discussing about diseases, let us discuss about our food, about our health. Our food, the food we eat throughout the day makes up our diet. Our food contains nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. The amount of nutrients varies from food to food. We also need water and roughage in our diet. Why? Because it will help us to digest our food. So this is about food. Food is a basic need. We need to eat healthy. How much do you need to eat? This is the question. Why? Because you have to maintain your health. So the amount of food needed by a person depends upon, it varies according to occupation, age, height, weight of a person, etc. The three main things that you need to remember is growing children need more food. People with less physical work will eat less, while the people who do more physical work will require more food. Now as far people grow older and become less active, their food requirement also becomes less. So that's why they don't need much food too. Their requirement is less than others. Now here is a food pyramid for a balanced diet. What is a balanced diet? A balanced diet is a diet that contains all the nutrients in right proportion. Yes children, this pyramid shows you the whatever the required things you need to eat. You need to eat fruits and vegetables in ample amount or more. Then comes the next level of the triangle pyramid, that is grains, and then finally you have milk products and meat. All that stuff is at the second top level, and the top level is of oils and fats. According to this food pyramid, we will now be discussing the different various food groups. Now let us see the food groups. What was there in that pyramid? Actually there are total 5 food groups, that is bread and cereal group, vegetable and fruit group, milk group, meat and beans group, and fats and oils. So let us see one by one what are all those groups. First one is the bread and cereal group. This group includes food made from grains such as rice, wheat and corn. These foods are rich in carbohydrates and they give us energy to do work, and they keep helping keeping our body running throughout the day. So whatever task we do, our body requires energy, right? So carbohydrates provide these energy. They also provide us fiber, which helps us digest our food. The next group is vegetable and the fruit group. This includes vitamins and minerals that protect our body against various diseases. They are a good source of fiber and carbohydrates too, like some vegetables, sweet potato. Sweet dry fruits like apricots, raisins, etc. are also rich in carbohydrates. So vegetable and fruit give us the vitamins and minerals that are required for the healthy body. The next group is the milk group. It includes cream, curd, butter, cheese, which provide calcium that helps to build strong bones and teeth. They also provide other important nutrients like proteins and vitamins. So this was about the milk group. Now we have the next group, that is meat and beans group. This group includes meat, fish and eggs. Plant food like pulses, beans, nuts and seeds also belong to this group. Why? Because they have the same nutrients. They help in building strong muscles and provide protein and iron. So this was about the meat and beans group. Then last group is fats and oils. You also need some fats and oils for your good health. Oil is obtained from where? From oil seeds like mustard, groundnut and sunflower. Nuts like cashew, almond, walnut and pistachio are rich in fats and oils, and this oil is extracted from animal sources like animal fats and fishes. Why? I am not talking about the excess fats that leads to disease. No, the essential one that is required for the healthy functioning of your body and which is included in the balanced diet. Okay. Now this was about the food. Now we will talk about exercise and rest. Exercise helps in maintaining physical fitness. It strengthens your bones and muscles. It helps us to take deep breaths and quick breaths. We get tired and our breathing becomes heavy, right? And what will it help? It will help in strengthen our lungs. So it also helps our nervous system by supplying more oxygen to our brain. So that's why after exercise we sweat a lot. It helps us to get rid of the waste, as through sweat the excessive waste or acids are removed from the body. So exercise also helps in sweating, in turn helping us to. Now rest. Rest is also necessary for our body. Why? It helps us to relax our muscles. We feel refreshed after a good sleep. Sleep allows our body to rest and be ready for the next day. Now when we are talking about exercise and rest, I want you children to do an activity. Let us do an activity based on a workout. Workout means we will be seeing a song, and you can also do it in your home along with watching this video. And children, you can tell your parents to record your video maybe of 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes and send me through a mail so that I can keep the record of your activities. Okay, so let us start. This song is a body boogie song. Let us do along with it what is the body boogie song. Okay. So children, I will provide you with the link of that video body boogie song. You can shoot it and send me. So let us come back to the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. So you can also just do that activity and please revert to me. So now we will come back to the lesson, and the next topic that we discuss is routine medical checkup. Visit your doctor regularly and get your height weight checked. You must also visit a dentist regularly and get our teeth checked. Dentist will help you take care of your teeth. So like this you can just check yourself that whether you are healthy or not. Now we will come to the second part of the lesson. We talked about health. Now we will talk about diseases. What is a disease? It is a state of unhealthy condition of body in which one or more parts are affected and the body does not function properly or normally. Diseases are broadly categorized into two main types. First is non-communicable disease and the other one is a communicable disease. Now let us see one by one what these terms mean. First one is non-communicable disease. The disease which do not spread from one person to another are known as the non-communicable disease. Non-communicable diseases can occur because of several reasons like lack of healthy food, unhealthy lifestyle, some allergies and birth related diseases, like some children are abnormal from the birth itself, that is from the mother's womb they have some sort of disease. For example, they may be anemic due to or some other weakness they may have. So, this is related to birth. The other three reasons we will see one by one. The first one is lack of unhealthy food. Lack of unhealthy food leads to deficiency and deficiency leads to diseases. So, let us see deficiency of minerals. Though these minerals are required by the body in very small quantities, the absence of these minerals in food leads to the deficiency disease. So, here is the table showing the mineral and which leads to the deficiency disease, lack of those minerals. Like first one is iron. If a person is suffering from deficiency of iron, the person may get anemic, that is anemia. Calcium, the person suffers from stunted growth, rickets, excessive bleeding, etc. Phosphorus, weakness like soft bones and brittle teeth may be developed. Sodium, a person may get muscular cramps. Potassium, muscles weakness, paralysis, sometimes weak nerve responsiveness too happens due to potassium deficiency. Next we have iodine. Deficiency disease caused by this is goiter, mental retardation and stunted growth. Children, here are some pictures of these diseases. First one is anemia. The anemic is the condition where people suffer from blood loss. See, you can see in this picture the person who is anemic may have yellow hands, that is he has got less blood, hemoglobin, that is in hemoglobin in his blood. So, see the comparison, you can see the anemic person's hand and the normal person's hand. Next disease is goiter. See, you can see the woman's neck is swollen. This is due to the deficiency of the mineral iron. That's why iodine, sorry. So, it leads to goiter. See, you can see here in picture the woman suffering from goiter. The next is deficiency of vitamins. Each vitamin regulates a specific function of the body and plays a vital role. The absence of these leads to several diseases. Here is a chart showing similarly as the previous deficiency diseases, the vitamin A deficiency causes night blindness, that is the inability to see in dim light. Vitamin B, the person may suffer from beriberi, some skin diseases, retarded growth, anemia, etc. Vitamin C deficiency leads to scurvy, which makes the gums swell up and bleed. Vitamin D, you have rickets that affects the children's bones, making them soft and brittle and the knees bend down. Vitamin K, excessive bleeding from wounds. So, if you get a cut, it will lead to excessive bleeding, the bleeding won't stop quickly. So, here are some pictures of scurvy. The first disease is scurvy. See, you get bleeding, your gums start bleeding unnecessary or whenever you eat or you brush. So, this is due to deficiency. Next is rickets. Children suffering from this disease look at their knees and legs. They have soft and brittle bones which can easily be fractured. So, this is due to deficiency disease. Next is the next reason for a non-communicable disease is maybe some unhealthy lifestyle. What is an unhealthy lifestyle? Like many diseases like heart diseases, abnormal blood pressure, lung cancer, diabetes, etc. are why? Because of the unhealthy habits of people like drinking, smoking, alcohol and all stuff, unhealthy diet, maybe physical inactivity and sometimes due to environmental pollution. Children, there are people who just keep on eating junk food and they don't do any physical activity, they just sit on their sofa as you can see here in the picture and they are too lazy to work. So, overeating and frequent eating will lead you to become a condition called obesity or obese, which will again be the cause of many heart related problems and unhealthy bones and stuff. So, you please don't practice unhealthy lifestyle. This is a reason of a disease too. Some people are allergic, which leads to non-communicable disease. Allergies don't spread by contact or something, but some people are negative to certain things. You must have seen your friends, if they eat something or they are allergic to dust, when people are we come under dust, chalk dust or something, they start sneezing or coughing. So this is due to allergies. People may be allergic to different conditions of temperature, food, chemicals, medicines and insect sittings, etc. So what does an allergic condition it causes? It causes sneezing, runny nose, rashes are developed, itching, vomiting happens. So some people have mild allergies while some have severe types. Now we will come, till now we were discussing about non-communicable. Now we come to the next category of a disease, that is communicable diseases. Microbes, these are the tiny organisms present everywhere in the air. These are the microorganisms which cannot be seen through our naked eyes. We can only see them through microscopes. Some microbes which cause diseases, the communicable disease, are called germs, and these germs are like bacteria, protozoa, fungi, they spread diseases. So let us see spread of communicable disease. How does it happen? It happens through air, through insects, through water, through food and also through direct contact. The spread of communicable disease through air is the very common type of disease, that is influenza, common cold. Like if your friend suffers from is having cold, and if he sneezes and you come in contact or to the surrounding area, you also get cold and fever like this. This is through air, the disease that spreads through air. Next category is through water. If we drink contaminated water, a person may suffer from typhoid, fever, cholera, food poisoning and hepatitis A too. The next agent is insects, through insects, like the insect mosquitoes. What they do is they suck the blood of the affected person and they inject it into the healthy person's body. So this leads to the again makes the healthy person sick. So it helps in spreading the communicable disease. And many a times if you eat some junk food or contaminated food by mistake or you don't know, so what happens is food poisoning. In food poisoning you will suffer from abdominal pain, diarrhea, fever, nausea or vomiting, or maybe malaise too. So you should avoid eating junk food and avoid eating uncovered food, which will help you prevent the disease. So how we can prevent the communicable disease? First of all, you have to maintain hygiene. This is a very basic thing that we have to do by practicing good habits like bathing regularly, washing our hands whenever we use, before and after eating and before and after using the washrooms, keeping our surroundings clean by throwing the garbage in dustbin, brushing our teeth, maintaining physical fitness and taking a good sleep or good rest. The second method that we can use is by vaccination. Vaccines are medicines that can provide a disease from occurring. So vaccines are available for diseases like cholera, typhoid, tetanus, etc. So we must get ourselves vaccinated at the right time so we can prevent the disease. Now children, you all know nowadays you are hearing everything about coronavirus. We are in lockdown, the schools are shut down. Why? Because this disease is a communicable disease and it is very contagious and dangerous one, which is spread throughout globally. So that's why it is called global pandemic. Corona disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease which is caused just by a newly discovered virus. The vaccination, and maybe it is developing, hope so that it will get developed, is a disease by a new virus. So most people infected by this will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover sometimes if they have a strong immunity, right? So what you have to do for strong immunity, you have to maintain your health. So this was that we discussed earlier in our chapter, right? So how to stop the spread of this COVID-19? As the government has stated, also you see in news and everywhere, doctors have also advised to just following simple basic steps. Stay home as advised, wear a face mask and don't get out of your house if only necessary then. Practice social distancing. If you need medical care, just be sure to call first. Don't be scared of that disease. Practice good personal health habits. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, etc. when you are outside. Cover your coughs and sneezes. clean frequently, touch surfaces and objects with a sanitizer, etc. Children, this will help. Let us pray for all of us. All our doctors and other workers are helping us to be safe and home, healthy at home. So let us pray for each other. So this was the things that we discussed in our lesson. Hope you understood the lesson, and make sure that you comment below in the comment box. I will be marking your attendance. If there are any doubts, please let me know, and take good care of yourselves. Okay, children. Bye for tomorrow. Bye for today. See you tomorrow in the next video.